What if the person you lost forever was standing in front of you again, at the exact place where you first fell in love? But this time, they are not alone. A wounded stranger collapses at your feet, bleeding, holding a secret that could change everything. And before you can understand what is happening, shadows begin to surround you. People from your past, a truth you were never meant to uncover, and one question that could either save your love or destroy it forever. Will you finally choose honesty, or lose them all over again? Stay till the end, because the truth waiting at that place is far more dangerous than the lie that once tore them apart. Before we dive into the incredible story, do not forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell button so you never miss our powerful, life-changing content. Thank you for listening to this heartfelt story. If it moved you, share it, comments below, and let someone know you are never alone. The wind carried dust across the empty frontier road, and with it, memories I had tried to bury. My boots slowed as the old wooden fence came into view. That place, the exact place where I first saw you laughing under the amber sky. My chest tightened, sharp, unexpected ache. I thought time would dull it. Did not. It only made the silence louder. I stepped closer, every breath heavier than the last. The scent of dry grass, sun-warmed earth, and something else, familiar. My heart stumbled. Oh, could not be. Then I saw you, standing there, like time had circled back, just to test me again. Your eyes met mine, and in that instant, everything I had held together cracked. The misunderstanding, the words we never said, the truth we both feared. It all rushed back, like a storm breaking open the sky. My hands trembled, not from anger, from the unbearable weight of what we lost, because we chose silence over honesty. You took one step forward, so did I. The distance between us felt louder than thunder. I remembered that night, the accusation, the look in your eyes, pain mixed with disbelief. I should have spoken, I should have stayed. Instead, I let pride speak for me, and it destroyed us. The air turned cold, or maybe it was the fear of hearing the truth too late. Your voice came softly, barely above a whisper, but it shook me more than any storm. And suddenly, this place, where we once fell in love, felt like a battlefield, waiting for one final truth, to decide if love still lived, or if we had already buried it alive. Your voice trembled, not with anger, but with something far more dangerous, truth. I waited for you to ask me. Each word landed slowly, like footsteps on fragile ground. My breath caught, the wind stilled, as if the world itself leaned closer. Listen, I thought you trusted me. A sharp sting spread through my chest, not loud, not sudden, but as deep and undeniable, kind of pain that grows in silence until it becomes everything. My throat tightened. I was afraid of the answer. You said, the words rough, honest, late, or maybe just in time. Your eyes softened, but the hurt remained, visible, real, like a scar neither of us had learned to carry. Step closer, close enough to see the tears you refused to let fall, close enough to feel the warmth we once called home. I never betrayed you. The sentence broke something inside me, not violently, but completely. Every doubt, every assumption, every moment I chose fear over faith, leaving behind only truth and regret. My hands lifted slightly, uncertain, hesitant, as if reaching for you required permission I no longer deserved. I see that now. The confession tasted heavy, like dust and sorrow, mixed with something fragile. Oh, a long silence followed, not empty, but full of everything we had buried beneath pride and pain. The sky dimmed slowly, gold fading into a quiet blue, and in that shifting light, I saw it, not just the hurt in your eyes, but the choice, The same choice, standing before me. Again, to speak, to listen, to say. Your hand moved, just slightly, enough to close the distance we once let grow into goodbye. My heart pounded, not with fear this time, but with the fragile, trembling weight of beginning again, the very place we once fell apart. And as your fingers brushed mine, a quiet shock ran through me, warm, real, undeniable, like love, returning carefully, asking nothing, except honesty. Your fingers lingered, but uncertain, yet enough to steady the storm inside me. Quiet warmth spread through my palm, my arm, into the hollow places I had carried for too long. I swallowed hard. The world felt sharper now. The whisper of wind through dry grass, the faint creak of the old fence behind us, even your breath, uneven, blows. I was wrong, he said, each word deliberate and hidden. The truth settled between us, not heavy this time, but grounding. Your gaze searched mine, as if measuring whether I would turn away again. I did not move, just stayed. That seemed to matter more than anything I could say. A flicker of something shifted in your expression. Not forgiveness, not yet, but a door, no longer closed. The sky darkened further, cool hush falling over the open land. Sudden sound, distant, dark. My body tensed instinctively. Your hand tightened around mine. Another sound, closer this time. A horse's uneven steps against hardened earth. Turned, heart racing, not from fear alone, but from the strange pull of something unexpected. Entering this fragile moment, out of the dim light, a figure emerged, plump, barely holding onto the reins. The horse staggered, breath heavy, foam tracing its mouth. A jolt of urgency cut through everything. You stepped forward first. Keenness, changed, immediate. We need to help him. No hesitation, no doubt. Just you, the same soul I had loved and failed to trust. We moved together, instinct replacing distance. The man slipped, and I caught him. Just before he hit the ground, his weight collapsed against me. Warm, too warm. My hands felt it instantly. But froze. Then slowly, looked down. Blood, dark even in fading light. A sharp breath escaped me. Your eyes widened, shock flickering across your face, like lightning across a quiet sky. The peaceful place that once held our laughter now pulsed with something raw, uncertain, dangerous. The man's fingers twitched weakly, gripping at my sleeve. His lips parted, struggling, as if whatever he carried mattered more than the wound, draining him. And in that moment, standing between past love and present urgency, felt it again. That same place, no longer just a memory, but a turning point, demanding more from us than we ever gave before. His grip tightened, surprisingly strong. For someone fading so quickly, I leaned closer, feeling the heat of his breath brush against my cheek. Listen, the word fractured, barely alive. Your hands pressed against his wound. Steady, gentle, fear hidden beneath purpose. I am here, you whispered, voice soft, yet unshaken. The man's eyes flickered toward you, and something changed. Recognition, or relief, maybe both. His trembling fingers shifted, reaching into his coat, with what little strength remained. Pause, long enough to make my pulse pound against my ribs. He pulled something free, a small folded paper, thin, edges worn, like it had traveled far, through hands and time. He pushed it toward me, urgent, desperate. Do not let them. His voice broke, lost somewhere, between breath and silence. Chill moved through me, not from the wind, but from the weight of something unseen, closing in. Your eyes met mine, questions, concern, And beneath it, that same quiet strength that once held me together when everything else fell apart. I am not leaving, you said. Simple, certain. The words settled deep, stronger than fear, stronger than doubt. Behind us, the horizon darkened further, shadows stretching, longer, thinner, like fingers reaching. The horse shifted nervously, hooves scraping against the dry earth. Another sound, but there, not wind, not distance, movement, approaching. My grip tightened on the paper, the surface rough, against my skin. The man's hand fell away. Weak now, too still. I looked down, his chest barely rising. Time slipped, quietly, dangerously. Your hand brushed mine again, not by accident, not this time. Voice, connection, we almost lost forever. Whatever this is, you said. Voice low, steady despite everything. We face it together. Together. The word echoed through the growing dark. And suddenly, this place, no longer just where we met, no longer where we broke, but where everything was about to change again. The paper trembled slightly in my hand. As I began to unfold it, the paper resisted, fragile, as if it carried more than ink. Your shoulder brushed mine, steadying me, close enough to feel your breath again. Warm, real. The first crease opened. Slowly, a faint symbol appeared. Not a word, mark, roughly drawn, like a warning, or a secret, never meant to travel this far. My pulse quickened. The second fold, map, faint lines twisting, through what looked like hills, or borders, a circle marked in red, dark, uneven, almost like it had been made, in a hurry, or in fear. Do you recognize it? You asked softly. I shook my head, but something inside me shifted, a strange familiarity, not in memory, but in feeling, like standing on the edge of something I could not yet see. Behind us, that sound again, closer now, definite, hoofbeats, more than one. Your hand tightened around mine. Instinct, trust, no hesitation left between us. The air grew tense, heavy, every sense sharpened. The dry grass whispered, in restless patterns. The fading light stretched shadows into something unrecognizable. And suddenly, this place of first love felt watched, not gently, but with intent. I folded the paper halfway, then stopped. Near the edge, words faded, barely visible. I leaned closer, straining to read. My breath slowed, the world narrowing to that fragile scrap. Same place. Chill moved through me. Your eyes lifted sharply. You heard it too. Where it began, the words echoed against everything around us. Not coincidence, not chance, something deliberate, something that led here, to us, to this exact moment. The man on the ground stirred faintly, shallow, broken motion, as if the message had not finished with him yet, or with us. The hoofbeats thundered louder now, closing in, fast, unforgiving. I looked at you, really looked, and for the first time since losing you, there was no distance left, no silence, no doubt, only truth, fragile, urgent, alive between us. Your fingers interlaced with mine, firm, certain, choosing me again. In the face of everything unknown, the paper trembled, as another line revealed itself, darker, clearer, more dangerous than the rest. And just as I began to read it aloud, a shadow cut across the ground, in front of us.
A shadow cut across the ground, in front of us, sharp, sudden, alive. My breath hitched, and everything inside me went still. The hoofbeats stopped, not gradually, but all at once. Silence crashed down, like something heavy, falling between heartbeats. I lifted my eyes slowly. Figures, 3, maybe 4, dark against the last light of the dying sky, watching, not moving. Your fingers tightened in mine. A silent question, a silent answer.
Stay.
I stayed. One of them shifted forward, deliberate, measured, boot against earth. A dull, final sound. My pulse pounded. In my ears, the paper in my hand felt heavier now, not just ink and fiber, but something wanted, something hunted. Hand it over. The voice cut through the air, low, controlled, familiar in a way that made my chest tighten. I swallowed. A flicker of shock ran through me, unsettling,
Deep.
I knew that voice, not clearly, but enough to stir something buried, something I had once trusted. Your grip steadied me, a quiet strength flowing through your touch. No, you said, soft, but unbreakable. The word hung there, fragile in sound, unyielding in truth. A pause followed, long enough
To feel the shift.
the air turning colder. He stepped closer. Light brushed his face. Just enough. And then, it hit me. Recognition. Sharp. Disorienting. A jolt of disbelief rushed through my veins. Not a stranger. Not an enemy from nowhere. Someone from before. From a life I thought I had left behind. The ground beneath me felt unsteady. The past, reaching forward, into the present, with unforgiving hands. You should have walked away, he said quietly, almost regretful, almost human, but the weight behind his eyes.
Cold. Decided.
Final. The man at my feet stirred again, a faint, desperate motion, as if warning us, or urging something we had not yet understood. The paper shifted in my grip, edges trembling, with the rhythm of my pulse. Your shoulder pressed against mine.
Closer now.
No space left for doubt or distance. Only us, standing at the same place, where love once began, now holding something that could tear it apart again. The wind rose suddenly, lifting dust into the fading light, blurring shapes, distorting edges. And in that swirling moment, I felt it, a choice forming, not between right and wrong, but between fear and truth. Again, my fingers tightened. Around yours, a silent promise. This time, not to let go. The wind settled, slowly, like the world itself, waiting for what we would become. Dust drifted down, revealing faces, truths,
Consequences.
we could no longer avoid. I stepped forward, not away from them, but toward everything I once feared to face. The paper remained in my hand, but it no longer felt like a burden. It felt like a choice. I spent too long running. I said, voice steady now, from truth, from you, from myself. Your fingers stayed woven in mine, quiet strength, unshaken. I will not run again. Silence followed, not empty, but full of something shifting. The man before me studied my face, searching for hesitation. He found none. Behind me, you stepped closer, not hiding, standing with me. That changed everything, because love, real love,
Does not stand behind fear.
it stands beside truth. The wounded man exhaled sharply, as if that moment alone had been worth the pain he carried. The tension cracked, not with violence, but with understanding. The past had brought us here, yes, but it did not get to decide who we became next. I looked at you, really looked, and saw not the person I lost, but the person who stayed, who chose honesty, even when it hurt. And this time, I chose the same. The paper lowered slowly, not in surrender, but in clarity. Some things were never meant to be hidden in silence. Some truths were meant to be faced together. The figures hesitated, uncertain now, because courage has a way of breaking what fear tries to control. The sky softened above us, darkness giving way to the faintest trace of light on the horizon. And in that quiet shift, I understood. Love does not fail because of hardship. It fades in silence. It breaks an assumption, but it survives in honesty, in patience, in the courage to stay and speak and listen. Your hand tightened in mine, not out of fear, but belonging. And at the very place where we once lost everything, we found something greater. Not perfect love, but true love. The kind that learns, that bends, that endures. The kind that reminds us that no misunderstanding is stronger than truth, and no past is stronger than two hearts willing to choose each other again.